Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Daily Beast. Carrie Lake cried foul at results, then she started winning. 8 hours ago, then you have an NPR affiliate in Arizona. Lake's lead grows in Republican governor primary, August 4th, 2022. It looks like she's going to defeat Karen Taylor Robson. And so Carrie Lake declares herself, okay, but officials say the contest is too close to call. The former television news anchor is narrowly leading lawyer Karen Taylor Robson Thursday morning. The race is seen as, the contest is seen as a barometer of Donald Trump's enduring influence after establishment Republicans came out in force behind Robson. Lake is closely aligned with the former president, who could gain allies with influence over how things are run in Arizona in 2024. The victor will advance to the November general election to take on Secretary of State Katie Hobbs. I'm not exactly sure if Hobbs is very popular in Arizona. But ladies and gentlemen, this is further confirmation. I believe Trump is, I did a segment, nobody watched it, but maybe a couple thousand people, but Trump is like 113 and 10, so 138 and 10, something like that. So Trump is like, let's say you just go to hagoodman.com. I'm doing it right now. By the way, be here at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel. I will have uploads on this channel every single day, like clockwork. Set your dials to 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel. Trump goes 138 and 10 in primary endorsements. I did a segment 4 days ago. 4,000 views, not many people watched, but ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely huge. I hope she wins for a number of reasons. I don't like poverty. If you vote Democrat, you're voting for this economy. Poverty has increased to 14 to 15% nationally. Just the only allure, the only market, the primary selling point to voting Democrat is, well, Democrats care about working class and people struggling with economic issues, and they care about poverty, and, well, they care so much, apparently, they've caused it with their policies. Poverty has increased since Trump. Since 2019, poverty has increased. You can even add Trump's last year into office. It's increased since then. But in 2019, before Democrats gleefully tanked the U.S. economy, and Andrew Cuomo got an Emmy for shutting down economic activity. That's not Trump. That's shutting down economic activity and getting sued by oil and gas associations like Biden. These aren't Trump policies. Okay? The political party that will gleefully, with enthusiasm, oh my God, they should be so happy. The political party that pushes to end economic activity because of hysterical and sensationalized media coverage on whatever issue we won't talk about. Serious issue, yeah. But you don't shut down all economic activity, because then you have 9.1% inflation and supply and demand projections for the oil and gas industry completely obliterated, causing a huge Pandora's box of problems to be faced by the country years later. But anyway, the authoritarians, the people who want to silence and suppress speech, those are on the left. People who want to shut down economic activity where people just can't feed their families, that's the Democratic Party. So I want Trump Republicans. Trump Republicans focus on a fantastic economy. We had record lows in poverty. Poverty was at a record low. Household median incomes were at record highs. I'm going to speak very slowly, so the highly educated, morally superior Democrats, who are wonderful people, can understand. They're highly educated, okay? Forget about Trump's tweets and what Democrats think of Trump and democracy, okay? Because those are all lies and deceitful statements. Ask Peter Meyer in Michigan. Peter Meyer said, well, how come they're funding pro-Trump Republicans against me. Well, yeah, because they don't believe in any of the nonsense. If they truly thought that Trump Republicans were a scourge upon the planet, they wouldn't be funding them against less conservative or less Trump people who are against Trump, okay, within the Republican Party. But anyway, I'm going to speak very slowly, okay? We had a wealthier country under Trump. We had a growing economy under Trump. We had household median incomes at record highs and poverty at record lows. Every demographic group benefited. So when Democrats say, oh, the tax cuts only help the rich, well, how is inflation now? How are the tax increases now? Are they good? You like 9.1% inflation with 4.4% real earnings down? With real earnings down 4.4%, you like that? How are things doing on the Democratic side? Their policies. We love our policies. Your policies cause poverty. And so you want to combat climate change? Well, that's going to coincide with more poverty. It's not difficult. I mean, you should be able to combat climate change and address the issue without causing poverty. If you can't do that, then focus on economic growth first and foremost. And a person might say, well, you were on the left for your whole life. You were one of the biggest Bernie Sanders boosters you were the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. What happened? Well, let's see. The DNC cheated Bernie Sanders. Lincoln Project is embedded within the Democratic Party, and interestingly enough, votes alongside Bernie Sanders. And so Bernie Sanders and the Bush-Cheney or Rumsfeld people are vote for the same political party. They're the ones who want never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, wars, regime changes, interventions, and Bernie votes for that political side. You want to know the less militant? Trump Republicans. Trump. And the not only better foreign policy, because we see a geopolitical nightmare taking place. Could you imagine if it took place under Trump in Europe? And then we see, like, the Doha Agreement was completely botched, by the way. It called for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal, and Biden would never have even engaged in that were it not for Trump. Okay, but see, again, you have to understand, morally superior liberal Democrats, highly educated, they don't care if Americans stay in foreign lands forever. They really actually most don't care. I'm not being, like, hyperbolic, or they actually don't care. They care about climate change. I was told once by somebody, the most absurd statement I've ever heard in my life. Well, climate change affects the whole planet. Even if we send Americans, it only affects a certain amount of people, and they sign on to it anyway. It's like, this is the morally superior, wonderful Democrat. This is the mentality. Okay? It's like, well, you can't even gauge or determine or objectively state how many years you're adding to the planet by any of the policies that cause poverty. Any of your policies that lead directly to a shrinking economy to combat, that issue. You can't state categorically. You can state categorically, if you remove Americans from never-ending conflict, everyone's life is better. But anyway, foreign policy to me and economic policy. That's why you vote for Trump Republicans. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Nuclear Confrontation channel. I have important segments there today. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks button is below next to the like and the share buttons. If you want to support my work long term, my Patreon is below. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot do this without the Patreon support. So your support via Patreon is it's greatly appreciated. To my new Patreons, thank you so very much. Your support is greatly appreciated. And I know the times are difficult. We're going to have an economy in free fall. We're already seeing it slowly collapse. It's going to be a terrible collapse, ladies and gentlemen, as I beg for Super Chat. Or the live stream tonight. There will be a live stream at around 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Save your money every month. The economy is going to tank within the next 4, 5, 6 months. There's going to be a tremendous stock market crash, unfortunately. And I predicted all of this in the playlist in September and October of 2021. I've been saying this for a long time. But yeah, Carrie Lake, I want her to win. I don't understand red states that vote for never Trump Republicans. I swear to God, I was on the left my whole life. I don't get it. What are you doing? You know very well that, I mean, here's from a Democratic Party, a person who was a Democrat his whole life. Look, Democrats don't side with never Trump Republicans because of integrity. It's a politics makes strange bedfellows moment where the second the never Trump Republicans loses political utility, they're kicked out of the bed. And so Peter Meyer saw that in Michigan. Democrats were funding John Gibbs, who's fantastic, but like a couple $100,000 or so. And so John Gibbs is fantastic, but Peter Myers couldn't believe that Democrats would be funding what Democrats consider as the scourge upon democracy. But see, they don't believe that. Everything they say about Trump, they don't believe, because in their own way, they didn't accept results since 2016. They said Trump colluded with the Kremlin. It never happened. And then it's written, and journalists actually, it's like a fact to these people that the Kremlin interfered in 2016. There's no evidence of any of that. How many votes? How many people altered their decision between Clinton and Trump because of a Facebook ad? How about zero? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here in a couple of hours. Definitely be here for the live stream tonight. Thank you.